Hey fellas, well, another simple video for you all, given how this has been another much busier month than anticipated. Hated. Don't worry, I still plan to address other topics, even while I'm in here, including ones I already got the ball rolling on, but for this one, I'm gonna keep things strictly video game related for this Pokemon vlog, given how all three subjects I plan to address have a common theme. So let's get right to it. Oh, first off, we have another event for Generation VIII, giving away a special monsters. Hers mean the first was the Galarian Mr. Mime event, and as well, and now we are currently going to be in the event for the Galarian in Ponyta, which is an exclusive version. So if you don't have the game that's in, you can add it to the one which helps you complete some more of your decks. I got the twin pack, so it's not an issue in my case, but I still kind of like having extras just to train. The next two events, and which are going to be revolving Galarian Corsola, and also the last one I believe will be the Galarian Meowth, which I've taken a liking to. Who just try not to pay too much mind to that. Once I often compare that form to how scruffy it looks to Razorbeard from the Rayman series, and also like Chuck from the Monkey Island series. But that's just me personally. And one nice tidbit that I was just recently unearthed and also elaborate on via Game Explain, and who are a channel that I've been getting into lately. It turns out that one of the many Easter eggs that has been rediscovered is that recently discovered. It turns out that apparently on a poster in the Game Freak building in Generation VII event actually had an early image of Gigantamax Toxtricity, which is definitely really neat. I mean, in contrast to a lot of other claims, it is more consistent with my viewpoint. I mean, if you want to think about the future when you're developing any kind of game, you need to get started right away. And in this, they managed to give a nice little setup to the future, which is something the company has been known to do. Even in the current generation, and it can be. I think it still fascinates me how even if it doesn't always make it right away, that can be often be found many years later, or influence future titles or both. And sometimes they can be looking right at you, and you only find them by the benefit of hindsight. Especially, and sometimes it wasn't even intentional on their part. With we have where the whole, like, even in the earlier games where there's one who thinks that the current Pokemon looks so chunky and there should be a pink one with a flower pattern more than a decade before Muna was even a glimmer in the series' eyes. Lastly comes something that I definitely think I normally would not address, but it's something I might as well talk about depending on what happens, even if I'm not entirely sure about it. Apparently, given the current situation, as well as the general hurdles that some companies are facing due to work from home orders, there is talk of the Live Armor expansion being delayed from its June release date. while that would not surprise me, given how a lot of companies, especially on the other side of the Pacific, are still trying to work out how best to do this work from home. Not just for the obvious reasons, given how not everybody's set up for it, but security, priority, potential risks. As I'm gonna be once again taking things with a grain of salt, as when the whole side of it's not good for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I tend to hold out for official announcements, whenever I can, and since I know I don't like missing deadlines, especially not ones set for myself, and there's a lot of misconceptions and about what's going on behind the scenes, which I'll obviously be further addressing down the line as these updates get closer rolling out. I mean, which to be honest, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If they were going to push back the release, is why would they be putting out distributions and at least the case with Ninjala, which I'll be addressing after the second beta on Sunday. Hey, why would they do something like that at when it had if without a single word of warning? Because at the very least, Gung Ho Entertainment came out and said because of this outbreak, hey, they're pushing in the full game's launch from this month to June. And also same deal with other parts of the series, like with the TV anime, this year's movie, as well as even something like the Twilight Wings OVA short, or it's going to be focused on Oleana. It was going to be this month, but I pushed back to June. All of those movies were given been warnings in advance. This would happen. I mean, I'm looking at this two ways. Is out of many potential scenarios. If they were to push something back, they would most likely let people know in advance on social media. In spite of what people might think, you cannot. It actually is not the enemy here. So the question, if that were to happen, would be not if, but rather when. And mainly because they didn't actually give if totally concrete release dates. They just said it would be expected in June and November. And that being the case, it's not the only series that's done this, so it's kind of weird that they'll give something like Smash Brothers a pass, but they'll continue impugn this series for doing the same thing. And which, again, the more I think about something like that, the less sense it makes to me. A, a, and but if I had to guess, as if they were to delay one of the chapters, it probably would be the Crown Tundra and not the Isle of Armor. Again, I'm really not sure of the stage. I usually try not to address these in too much detail, because I don't want to be in that kind of situation where I hear a bit on record saying that. But I typically don't really decide if I want to address something until I have enough details in front of me to do so. Like, when's it happening? Who's involved? What's it about? When can I see / playlist? Need more information. And be that as it may, I'm still going to be playing the Isle of Armor when it goes live, whenever that might be. I've already opted in and for this, and in general, I had to emphasize I usually don't go for season passes and games for the most part. But this is one case will make an exception. For all the ballyhoo people are trying to make, based on the cost and the amount of content there's going to be, it's most likely fulfilling the same role that a third version sequel or ultra version normally would. Especially given how with this pandemic, making in a digital update is not exactly the same skill set or distribution methods, but making physical game cards and shipping those out would be. But I guess we'll see what happens. So that's all I got to say for now. Tell me what you think about this in the comments, and I will see you all again later. Take care.